It's time for Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the game between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals. Joining me shortly, Ajit Agarkar and Tom Moody. Right, gentlemen, big game for the Rajasthan Royals. They're back at Sharjah, where they are invincible so far. It's their last game in Sharjah. The first of 5 statements coming your way. Steve Smith, the batsman, should take more time. Tom?
I think Steve Smith's been under pressure to, I suppose, justify a couple of the roles that he's been playing within the Rajasthan Royals. We've seen him at the top of the order opening the batting. So I think even though we know that he's a world-class player, he's just trying to find his, I suppose, sweet spot, his tempo and rhythm as a batsman. I think Steve Smith will work it out. He's one of the greats, and I'm sure he'll find a way once he settles in the right position.
We don't associate him with being a slogger, Ajit. We have seen some of that in the way he's gotten out in the last few games.
Yeah, but it's exactly what Tom says. He's perhaps trying to find the right way that he wants to play in T20 cricket. But yeah, it's unnecessary. He's such a good player that he'll score runs irrespective. A couple of strange shots. Maybe he's trying to almost justify him being up the order or being in that 11 as an overseas player. Anyway, it's tough that four of your best guys play. But it's unnecessary in my opinion. And he can just bat like he normally does.
All right, let's go to our next statement. Jofra Archer should bowl with the new ball. Ajit?
Yeah, 100%. It's some of the, you could call it strategy, you could call it tactical. Some of the captaincy has been quite strange in this. We saw KKR that day, Naren doesn't bowl, till the 12th over. Those sorts of things. Archer, he's bowled well in Sharjah as well. Bowled aggressively up top, certainly 1 over, and see how the situation develops. But 2 ideally, because you've got to set up the game in the first 6 overs. Your best bowlers have to try and set up the game for you up top.
It's an informed Delhi batting lineup, Tom. Where would you want Jofra Archer to bowl?
Taking the very first ball of the innings. It's very simple. You ask the question of, do you need wickets in the power play? Simple answer is yes. Do you need them early? Yes. Who's your best bowler? Jofra Archer. End of story.
Brilliant. Let's go to our next statement. Sanju Samson needs to replicate his Sharjah form. Tom?
Yeah, look, he started, very, very well in a batsman's paradise. Small ground, flat wicket. He played some eye-catching innings first up, 2 innings that were really special. And I think he's just struggled to adapt to the different conditions outside of Sharjah. So instead of changing the way he's played, he's tried to go out and play with the same sort of rhythm that he has done in Sharjah, and it's not going to work. It's a different surface. It's a different way of playing. He's going back to Sharjah, which is familiar and positive ground for him. So I'm sure that he will sign off in his last game there for this season, on a high.
It's been all or nothing, Ajit, so far. 74 and 85 at Sharjah, and then 8-4 and knocks that followed for Samson.
Yeah, it's a real shame, isn't it? You can see what a good player there is, potential. It's not potential anymore or talent. He's been around for a long time. So he plays these really eye-catching innings, like Tom said, but you want a lot of consistency now. It's just a familiar tale with him in the IPL for some reason. Hopefully Sharjah changes that because Rajasthan need him to play well. I think another loss and they'll be further in trouble, and then qualification starts. By the time Ben Stokes comes back in the team, you might be in trouble in this tournament.
All right. Delhi have had a great tournament so far. 4 wins out of 5. Our next statement, Tom, is Delhi should play the same 11. Thoughts?
I can't see why they wouldn't, to be honest with you. Obviously, Mishra is out of the equation now, so adding the wrist spinner is not a question. They've got Ashwin fit again. Axar Patel has been in fine form. They've hit a good rhythm as a playing group. They all understand their roles. They're getting off to quick starts with Prithvi Shaw, and they've got the quality in the middle order. So you don't want to be changing too much when you're winning.
I guess the only spot that can be considered is whether you bring in the experience of Ishant Sharma or Varshal Patel. Ajit, or bring in an extra bowler if at all, given the form that the Delhi batting's been in?
Not needed. I mean, when it's not broke, why try and fix it? Harshal Patel bowled well in Sharjah, the previous game that he played when he actually came in the team. So one tough game shouldn't really change that. Hetmyer does give you that option if on those one of those bad days you need an extra batsman. He's still got the ability to do it. So at the moment, can't see why Delhi would change.
All right, such a settled team. Delhi, on the other hand, Rajasthan still trying to identify their best bowling. Ajit, final statement: Jaydev Unadkat should come back into the Rajasthan 11.
Not for me. I mean, yeah, they had a tough game. The previous one, Tyagi looked good when he played. Ankit Rajput's got a bit about him, a little bit more pace, and Unadka's not shown us anything that he should come back in the 11 and play ahead of these guys. Apart from being a left armer, changes are not going to make a difference unless it's condition specific. At the moment, the conditions are only going to get more difficult in Sharjah. So why would you try and chop and change with the guys who've already played the previous game?
Yeah, the experience of Unadkat not tempting for you, Tom, at Sharjah?
No, I don't think so. He's played 4 games. He's only got the 1 wicket, and he's going just a tick under 10 and over. So, I think that what they've got with the inclusion of Tyagi is someone that's quite exciting. Right arm, young, quick. I would persevere with that. There's nothing better than having that young, enthusiastic energy in your playing group. Rajasthan need to make those final tweaks to their playing 11 to get it right, because they're in a position where they can't afford to drop too many games. The only way you would half consider is if you desperately feel you need a left arm to change the angle, because your opposition may be challenged against, or their top order may be challenged against left arm pace bowling. But I think Unadkat has had enough opportunities this year and over the last couple of years where he's lacked consistency. So I think it's time for them to move on and look at the youth.
All right, thank you very much, Tom, Moody and Ajit Agarkar, for looking ahead to this game between Delhi and Rajasthan on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout, powered by Dell.